if I unpack the three companies that I chair, Steinhoff, Exarro, and Old Mutual, the investment group. With Steinhoff, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 5-day strat session on an annual basis. With Exarro, we have 3 days, and with the Old Mutual Investment Group, we have 2 days. So it's breakaway. So Steinhoff, 140 of us get together, and we have developed, and we listed 18 years ago, and our strategy then, ladies and gentlemen, was to manufacture furniture in low-cost countries and sell them into the developed markets where you've got harder currencies. Manufacturing softer and harder. And about 7 years ago, we revisited the strategy and said, should we be manufacturing this when you look at the dominance of the Chinese and what's happening in Thailand and Vietnam? So we rejigged it and said, we want to be a lifestyle retailer, and looked at the model, and we did the biggest transaction in December 2014 when we bought Pepco for about 80 billion rands. And our market cap from 18 years ago on the 28th of September 1998 was 2.5 billion. And today it's 370 billion. And I've been chairman for the last 6 years. So what is the secret? So if you look at alignment, mindset, and capability, is that we've got bandwidth to take on opportunities. And we've got a project office, and everybody in the top team at Steinhoff has been together, and it's like glue for the past 10 years. So from a corporate strategy point of view, we want to be the #1 global retailer in the next 10 years. We're #2 at the moment after IKEA, and we've put the building blocks in place that we would overtake them within the next 10 years. And we have the bandwidth when I say we can look at an acquisition. And if you indulge me for a moment, we acquired Conforama, the #1 retailer in France. And when we initially looked at the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, the asking price was 2.5 billion euros. But we nudged along for a 4-year period, and we eventually bought it for half the price. And we've integrated that into our operations. So the trick from an alignment point of view, from a mindset point of view, from a capability point of view, is that we have a project management office that will go in. We are extremely serious about decentralized management and the alignment, the line of sight from a reward point of view. So within the Steinhoff Group, we look at this, and we've got the own management. We have 5 board meetings a year, and we have a monthly ExCo, and coincidentally, the ExCo meeting took place yesterday, and I'm the chairman of the board, and I attend the ExCo meetings together with some of the luminaries, ladies and gentlemen, in business. So Yanni Mouton's on our board, who's created PSG and enormous wealth. Christo Wiese, who owns 20% or 70 billion rand of his wealth, is invested in our company. So we've got the bandwidth, we've got the capability, we've got the balance sheet. We understand our executives really can price. And the #1 factor that Dion put on the slide presentation is the relationship from a cross-cutting point of view. And we've got decentralized management. We take them on board, and we would walk away from an acquisition if the chemistry didn't exist. And we look at it on a 10-year basis, and we buy them and lock them in from an equity point of view from day one. So we've got the alignment, we've got the mindset, we've got the capability, plus I think an important element is that we've got the balance sheet. So we can fund a transaction, and if things go wrong, most of our transactions have been seriously successful, and we've created enormous wealth for our stakeholders. But 1 or 2 of them have not panned out, and we're attending to those particular opportunities by internalizing and doing due diligences on what can we do better, what have we learned from these particular exercises. So it's instructive, but I think the chemistry is absolutely key, and you've got to have a common strategy. And I started out by telling you that 140 of us get together each June, the first week of June, and everybody, we socialize, we spend 10 to 12 hours a day together in understanding our business, understanding our strategy, so the common theme. And what else we've brought on board, ladies and gentlemen, is we've brought shared services. So if you look at our retail activities in the UK, in 23 countries in Europe and Australia and New Zealand, in Southern Africa, logistics. We've got the head of logistics, the head of procurement. So we have buying offices in Beijing, in Hong Kong, in Vietnam. So we can buy that for the entire group, where our revenues are 150 billion rands. So the alignment is there, the mindset is there, and we've built the capabilities. So even from an IT point of view and the integration. So strategy to us is absolutely key. And I threatened Professor Benedel that I swear I teach the subject of strategy, and I use good strategy and bad strategy. And this is a military man, Roemelt, that has written about good strategy and bad strategy. And we practice this every day because he's looked at the lessons at Apple and elsewhere, and he's put them into practice. And we learn every day. We're humble, we're compassionate, we're passionate about what we do, and we're extremely focused.